Hi beauties, welcome back. Welcome to my channel, video number 2. I wanted to sit down and film the newest eyeshadow palette tag that I've seen going around. From all the videos I've seen, I'm pretty sure it was started by Morgan Turner and Charlotte Holcraft. I'm pretty sure that's her name. So certainly go and watch their videos, give them their roses. I thought it was such a cute idea. If you've seen any of the videos, it's essentially like a handful of different situations or like wardrobes, like office, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and you just kind of think hypothetically what eyeshadow palette you would reach for in that situation. So it was fun for me. I know probably like a lot of you, I have been spending pretty much all of my time at home since March, so it was fun to think about these situations hypothetically. So let's just get into it. The first situation or occasion, wardrobe, whatever, was wedding/wedding guest. So I interpreted this as my wedding. It's been probably 6 years since I've been a wedding guest, so I couldn't tell you what makeup I would have worn, but I got married 2 years ago, and I know for a fact that this is the palette I wore. This is the, there we go, ABH Norvina palette. This palette is actually a repurchase. I bought it originally when it came out. It came out summer of 2018. I got married August of 2018, and I used the palette so much that I hit pan in every single shade except for these two darker ones up here and then this purple down here. So I repurchased this, but I know I wore this on my wedding day. I used this palette exclusively for months and months after it came out. But yeah, this is this palette is beautiful. This was my first experience with ABH eyeshadows. I found it really easy to use. The shimmers are beautiful. I would venture to say I wore rose gold on my wedding day. It was my favorite. It was the first one I hit pan on, so this palette kind of holds a special place in my heart. The second situation is date night. And date night is, again, something that it's been a long time since I have done. But date nights for me and my husband are usually super low-key. If we can find a sitter for the kids, we will typically just go out to dinner. We'll get something to eat, maybe go see a movie. But we usually end up back home pretty early in our pajamas, just kind of chilling, spending time together. So I would likely reach for something pretty neutral, but I would still want to feel special and pretty. So I opted, oh sorry, that's kind of blinding, my ABH Jackie Aina palette. This is, truth be told, I would probably put this palette down for every single category on this list. I love this palette. I think the color story is just so special. It's so unique. If I were going on a date night with my husband, I could do something super neutral with like this part of the palette, but I could really do something fun too if I wanted purples or reds or pinks. These shimmers down here are stunning. There's a lot that you can do with this palette, and it's one that I just always reach for when I want to feel special. So that's what I would choose. Girls' night is the next situation. So I super cheated on this one. This was really hard for me to just pick one palette. So I know if I were having a girls' night, I would take that opportunity to do something super like colorful and fun, something I probably wouldn't do on a day-to-day basis. So there's a few different palettes that I chose. The first one would be, this is the first one that came to mind, and this is my Paulina palette with Blush Tribe. So this just screams girls' night to me. Like, this is beautiful. you could do something super girly and fun, like with the pinks and purples, and these greens are special too. I mean, it's just such a, it's just such a girly, feminine palette, and I love all the looks I've gotten out of this. I just love this palette. I would also maybe reach for my Juvia's Place Magic Mini. This is another palette that's super fun to play with. I mean, you have like beautiful jewel toned shimmers, just different colors. You know, if you wanted to do something super bright and fun, this would be a nice one to reach for. And then I also thought this is a palette that I've had a lot of fun playing with as well, and I really don't have a lot of orange eyeshadows, but the BH Cosmetics Orange Sorbet palette, you could do such a beautiful monochromatic bright orange eye. So those are some options I might reach for a girls' night vacation. So this one is really subjective. You know, I think that your perfect vacation palette kind of depends on what your perfect vacation is. Like, what's your perfect vacation destination? I think for me right now, I'm really wanting to go somewhere warm, somewhere tropical. So again, I kind of cheated. I have two. The first one that came to mind was this ColourPop Mar palette. Sorry, I'm not showing them to you. This is my ColourPop Mar. This is one that I think would be, I mean, both of these are relatively small, so they're travel friendly. But I mean, this one is beautiful. It's got, if you're going somewhere warm and tropical, it's got your blues and a pretty green, but it also has some things that you could stay neutral with. You know, it has some pretty transition colors and these beautiful like shimmery coppers and golds. So that would be one that I would probably reach for. And then my Kaleidos Futurism. This is Futurism 3 Astro Pink. And again, this is one that sort of leans neutral. I mean, you could do something super easy with those, but you have options. You know, if you wanted to glam it up and use that black or this like burgundy color, and the shimmers are just, if you've tried Kaleidos shadows, you know, I mean, they're just, the shimmers are out of this world. Like they're just special. So those might be options I would reach for. The next situation is graduation. So when I graduated from high school, I probably wore like some Mary Kay eyeshadows. That was kind of my thing back then. When I graduated from nursing school, I don't have a clue what eyeshadow I wore. I couldn't even tell you. So I just kind of interpreted this as like, if I were graduating my master's program, like this weekend, what would I reach for? And my Sigma Corta Rosa was the first thing that came to mind. This is a palette that for me just kind of screams like celebration. I mean, it just looks so elegant and like regal kind of. I don't know, it's beautiful to me, and I really love every time I reach for this palette, I'm able to get a look that's just pretty. Like I just always feel really special and beautiful when I reach for this palette. It has a really pretty coral pink colors. It's got like beautiful warm browns, like the shimmers are all pretty. You can do a lot with this palette, and I would easily reach for this for a graduation ceremony. Next is Christmas Day, or is it just Christmas Day? So I have to say that actually on Christmas Day, I don't wear any makeup, like none. We don't do anything. I sit around the house. We open presents super early. My kids get up early, and the rest of the day is just spent like eating, napping, lounging. We usually don't even leave the house. So I interpreted this as Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, we'll usually get together with family, have dinner, open presents, and I will dress up a little bit. I will take some time to put on makeup. So this might not look like a Christmas palette to a lot of people, but I chose the LA Girl Pro Artistry palette. So reason being, like, it's stunning. It's so stunning, and it does have like some really pretty golds and neutrals if you wanted to do something neutral, but also throw like these blues. This really pretty like cobalt blue screams Christmas to me. Like, I love colors like that at Christmas. So you could do something neutral but throw a blue on your lower lash line, or do a wing. Same with the greens. You know, you could do something neutral and throw some greens on there. Now this shade actually really says Christmas to me. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like, I don't know if it picks up on camera, but it's like a taupey silver. I don't know if you can tell, but it's so pretty. And again, it just kind of screams, like, this palette just screams like celebration to me. And for the price point, I think this palette's only like $15. You can get it at Target. I think you can get it at Ulta too. But the quality in these palettes is amazing. Amazing. What is next? Birthday party? Oh, okay. So birthday party. I obviously interpreted this as my birthday party, so celebrate me, please. I mean, who doesn't want to feel special and beautiful and celebrated on their birthday? This one was easy. I would definitely reach for one of my Pat McGrath palettes. This is the Bronzed Seduction. I only have 2 Pat McGrath palettes, but this is just, I mean, this is stunning. Like, these special shimmer shades up here are unlike anything else I have. They look so beautiful on their own. They look even more beautiful, like layered together, you know, on top of each other. It's just, the shimmers in this palette, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but they're down here. Like, they're just special. They are special. They're so prismatic and multi-dimensional. The mattes in here blend effortlessly. This was an easy choice. I would hands down wear this for my birthday. Next is The Office. So when I think of office makeup, I think of pretty neutral, you know, neutral, easy, everyday. So I chose my ColourPop California Love. These are all, you know, again, neutral, warm, golds, you know, coppers, things like that. I would definitely reach for something like this for The Office. If I wanted to add a little bit of color, if I wanted to glam it up a little bit, I would probably use like a bright pop of eyeliner, you know, in my waterline, or again, a wing or something. But this is one, and this is pretty, I mean, you can create a look with this pretty effortlessly, you know. Shade, transition shade, shimmer all over your crease. It's kind of my go-to. Next, second to last, is Errands / Everyday. So I just thought, like, most of the time if I'm running errands, I'm not gonna be wearing makeup. That's just how it is. But if I had to think of like just an everyday palette, that was pretty easy. This has become my everyday palette by a landslide. This is the Sydney Grace collab with Mel Thompson, the Tiny Marvels palette. I actually am using this so much that I have to make a conscious effort to not use it. But I mean, I think that just speaks, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just, it's beautiful. Like, it's just so beautiful. And it is, again, it's just one of those palettes that you can just create such beautiful looks effortlessly. Effortlessly. I mean, the shadows require hardly any work, so it's great if you're not the best at makeup, if you're not a makeup artist, you know, you can still create some stunning looks. This shade right here, Scarab, beautiful. I mean, all the shimmers are stunning. Fire Butts, it's, I mean, I said this in my makeup collection video, like, I wish I would have bought 2 of these. I don't know that I will use up 2 of them, but I'm reaching for this so much. I want another one. I actually think it came back in stock today on Sydney Grace's website. I think I saw Mel Thompson do an update on that. So if you didn't get your hands on this, if it is something that you can, you know, responsibly afford, if it's an okay financial decision for you, get your hands on this. Like, it's special. And the last situation, last wardrobe, what have you, is New Year's Eve. So when I think of New Year's Eve, I think, like most people, I think of like glitz, glamour, opulence, sparkle, just like decadence, over the top, just extra. So I know, me personally, I would reach for something super shimmery, super sparkly. So again, I kind of cheated. I couldn't pick between these 2. Both of these palettes are kind of, I don't know that they're standalone palettes. Like, I probably would have to reach for other shades, but this is my Pat McGrath Decadence palette. All shimmers, but they're so incredibly foiled and stunning. Like, silver and gold scream New Year's to me, but all of these are beautiful. And then I also, on the way more affordable end, I wanted to feature my Flower Beauty Jungle Lights palette. I think this was somewhere around $20, but these shades, these are stunning. These are stunning on the lid. They are so metallic. They're so foiled. They almost look wet. Like, they are beautiful. Every time I wear this palette, I get asked what's on my eyes, you know, oh, that's so pretty. And for the size of these palettes, for $20, like, I think that is such a good deal. They're pretty big pans. I said the size of these palettes, the size of these pans. For 20 bucks, I don't think I'm gonna use this up. You know, I don't know that I'll hit pan on these, but they're just special. They're special shades. So either one of those I would happily reach for New Year's Eve. So that is it. That is all of the wardrobes, all of the occasions. But again, this was just really fun to think about, you know, think about these situations that we would probably be in were things normal. But if you do this tag, I would love to see it. I hope that if you've made it this far, you will consider subscribing to my channel. And I'm, you know, whether you do or whether you don't, I'm just glad that you're here watching. I'm glad that you found my channel, however that may have happened. But I will see you next time.